I'll also be working with the AIG program. So if you're an AIG student, we will be talking a lot. So let's go ahead and talk through AVID today. So what is AVID? AVID stands for Advancement via Individual Determination, and it is a program that we have at GLOW. It's also an elective we have here at GLOW. And basically this program helps us stay organized. It helps us think deeper about the things that we are learning in our classes. It helps us work together with other people as we learn, and it prepares us for college and careers. So it's a really cool program. I'm looking forward to kind of giving you guys more information about it throughout the year. But the first big AVID project that we do as a school, everybody does this, is we set up our AVID binders for the year. This is the way that we keep track of everything that we learn. And I know that if you were here last year, you got to see some of that process. This year, we're going to tweak it a little bit, and it's going to be something that we do across every classroom here at GLOW. Obviously, it'll look a little bit different now that we're working virtually, but I wanted to walk you through it today. Teachers, you are pros at this, but if any of the kids are missing anything as we go through this, just send me an email with your room number and I will deliver your supplies to you. Also, if you're working at home today and you find that you're missing something that I go through, just email me or send me a chat and I will put a packet together for you and I'll leave it at the front desk for you to pick up. So it's important that as we go through this, that you guys do each step with me and don't get too far ahead. So that way, at the end of the day, every student has the exact same binder and they are ready to go for the year. And we're set off as super organized as we can be. So let's get started. The first thing I want you to do is to look at your binder. Love it, care for it, make it yours this year, because this binder is exactly what you're going to use to be able to learn and to store all the things that you guys worked so hard on this year. So the first thing I want you to look for is to make sure on the front cover that you have a school calendar, and on the back cover that you have a school pledge. So check right now, make sure you have both of those things. If you are missing one of those, raise your hand and talk to your teacher so they can send me an email. If you are good to go and you have both of those things, open your binder on your desk. Don't flip through anything quite yet, but just open your binder. And when your binders are open, your teachers will know you are ready to go. Teachers, as always, if I get to going too fast, just chat me and I will slow down. Okay, first thing I want you to look for inside your binder is your pencil pouch. So inside your pencil pouch, one, it should be clipped into those 3 rings. That's where it should stay, so you always know where it's at. Inside that pencil pouch, I want to make sure you have all of these things. You should have at least 1 pen. You should have at least 2 pencils. You should have at least 2 dry erase markers, and you should have a pencil sharpener. If you're missing any of that, just raise your hand so your teacher can write your name down, and I'll deliver them to you. And if you're at home, you can chat me. So this pencil pouch is going to house all of your kind of go-to supplies for the year. So you can add to it. You can add erasers, sticky notes, highlighters, whatever you're going to need to be able to work through notes this year and be able to engage with your notebook. This is yours. I want you to personalize it for sure. What should not go in there? Trash. So make sure that every once in a while you are cleaning this out and that it stays super organized. If for some reason throughout the year yours breaks or you're having trouble with it, talk to your advisory teacher and we'll get you hooked up with a new one. Okay? All right. Next thing I want you to find in your notebook are dividers. So you should have a pack of 5 or 6 colored tab dividers in your binder. I'm going to give you 1 minute and I want you to open those dividers up and clip them into your binder behind your pencil pouch. Don't worry about paper yet. Also, don't lose this little piece of paper that's in the back, which are your tabs for your binder. Keep that because we're going to use those in just a little bit. But go ahead, I'm going to give you 1 minute on the clock. Open up those tabs and clip them in behind your pencil pouch. Ready, go. 30 more seconds. Okay, so each of those dividers is going to be for each of your classes. So the next thing I want you to find inside your notebook is your student schedule. And I want you to clip that in right behind your pencil pouch, but before your dividers. So clip that in right behind your pencil pouch, but before your dividers. Now, at the end of our time today, you're going to have some time to personalize your tabs. So those little things that came with your dividers, you're going to personalize those to the classes that are on your student schedule. Now, here's the thing about the AVID binder is that when you open it up, each one of these dividers represents one of your classes. We're going to put this in the same order as your student schedule. So for example, if you have leadership advisory first, then core 1 math, core 2 LA, social studies science, that's the order that you should put your dividers in when you clip them in. So for right now, just clip your student schedule in. After we finish today, you guys are going to personalize those tabs and make sure it matches your student schedule. That's super important because it keeps us organized and you're able to find your classes quickly because it's in the order. You can just flip through your day as you need to when you're working in each content class. Okay. All right, let's keep going. Next up is notebook paper. Everybody should have at least one packet of notebook paper inside their binder. I want you to take a moment to open that pack of paper up and separate a small stack into each one of those sections. So it should be divider, paper, divider, paper, divider, paper. I'm going to give you 2 minutes to do that. Go ahead and put those in there. Take about 30 more seconds to get that notebook paper in each section. Just a little side note, we know that one pack of paper is not going to last you all year. This is just to get you started, and we'll have another pickup time, or hopefully, when we're back on campus, you'll be able to get more supplies for your binder, so don't worry about that. 10 more seconds. Okay, next up, inside your binder, you should have 5 table of contents sheets. I want you to take a moment and take each one of those and make it the first page in each of your academic sections. So it should go divider, put a table of contents, and then you'll have your notebook paper. Divider, table of contents, notebook paper. Divider, table of contents, notebook paper. Put all 5 of those in there. If you're missing some of those and you don't have all 5, just let me know in the chat and I'll bring some to you. I got you, Miss Adams. We'll slow down just a little bit. No problem. Yep, get those notebook paper and get the dividers in there. I'll give you a couple minutes to get caught up. Miss Adams, Miss Jones, how are we doing? You guys need a little bit more time? Okay, give you one more minute. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and move on. So at this point, you guys should have all of your dividers in. After every divider, you should have a table of contents, and then you should have a little bit of notebook paper for each of your sections. I want to talk to you a little bit about the table of contents. So a table of contents, if you're not familiar, is the first page in each of your sections, and it's going to tell you exactly which pieces of paper should be in that section and in what order and what day you did it. So it works just like a book. It tells you where everything is in that section and where you can find it. So it is going to be so important that you update this table of contents daily with your teacher, and you make sure that yours matches theirs. And your teachers will be really good about this. They will kind of show you every time they add something to the table of contents, and give you some time to do that as well. But it's so important that you update as they do. If for some reason you miss an item, so let's say you are out or you lose something or whatever the case may be, you guys are responsible for making sure that you get whatever you need to make up. So you can get a copy from somebody else. You can make up notes that you missed. You can reach out to your teacher for support. You can get an extra copy. Find a way to make up whatever you missed, and that you get that on your table of contents and you get caught up. You guys are moving your way up through middle school, and you are going to be able to take on this new responsibility and kind of own your organization and your binder this year. So I really challenge you to stay on top of that, but reach out to your leadership advisory teacher if you're struggling, and your content teachers if you need help keeping up with all of your materials. Let me show you how you're going to label your table of contents. Once you get all of your tabs in the right order to match your schedule, you're going to personalize your table of contents. So if this was my math table of contents, you would put your title right up here. Then each time your teacher adds a page, you're going to add a page number. You're going to put the title of that page, and then you're going to put the date that it was completed in here. Remember, this has got to match whatever your teacher is saying. So follow their lead, ask questions if you're confused about that. Now, that is really important because whatever you put on your table of contents is going to match every page in your notebook. So it is super important that every page that goes into your notebook this year has three things. One, it's going to have a page title. That's going to match your table of contents. Then you're going to have a page number and a date on that right-hand side. Every paper that's in your binder should look just like this. It should have a page title, page number, and a date. That way I could look at my table of contents and say, oh, I need page 4 on long division, and I could flip to page 4, and there it is, and it has that same long division title, the page, and the date. Okay, let me tell you some more stuff about your AVID binder. So your teachers will clean out their section periodically, but don't throw anything away unless your teacher has given you the okay. One big thing that as AVID students this year that we're going to try and do is come back and revisit our notes a lot. You're going to come back in with sticky notes and highlighters, and you're going to work with your teammates and your fellow students online and here at school eventually. And so we're going to be revisiting these documents a lot. So you don't want to throw anything away that you might need for something that you're going to do something later on in the class. Make sure you don't have any loose paper in your binder. Everything that goes into your binder should have a place. So if it doesn't have a page number or a title or a date, then we need to find somewhere else for it to live. So is it trash? Do you need to throw it away? Is it something that needs to be turned in to your teacher or the front office? The goal is to not have any loose paper at all inside that binder. You'll also have notebook checks and quizzes throughout the year in advisory and your content classes. So make sure every day your binder is ready to go. I've been recommending that students spend about 5 minutes every day just checking their binder, make sure you don't have any loose papers or anything like that. The AVID binder test, that I don't recommend doing this very often, is if I picked it up and shook your binder, would anything fall out? So if not, then you're probably doing okay. So 5 minutes a day, take a look inside those pockets, double check and make sure that you're not having anything loose in there, that everything's organized. Another question that I get is about spiral notebooks. So you guys are going to have a spiral notebook for your math class. So if you could take that spiral notebook right now and just make sure it's clipped into your binder. This week, your math teachers will help you make sure it's in the right section. But you can totally use spiral notebooks for your math class this year, but it'll have the same rules that I just went over. So you'll still have a table of contents, you'll still have titles, page numbers, and dates on every page. It'll just look a little bit different because it's in your spiral notebook. But math is the only one that's going to use spirals this year. Another question I get is, what about papers that that you need to turn back in? So it doesn't have a title and a page number and a date, but you need to turn something back in, so it needs to hang out in your binder. It doesn't go in a section. So you can use that front pocket in your binder for that, but a good rule of thumb is that that pocket has a 1-day expiration time period. So that means that if that piece of paper doesn't get to its destination, either home, front office, a teacher, whatever, in a day, then let's find a better place for it. Let's find out if it needs a page number and a title, and it needs to go on a table of contents and in a section, or if it needs to be thrown away, or if it needs to go to a parent, or it needs to go to the front office. Find a destination for it. Don't have lots of papers in that front pocket, because one day you'll look down and you got 75 pieces of paper in that front pocket, and we got to find out where all that goes. The next question, you've got this 3-ring binder and all this paper, worksheets, life happens, something rips. What do? You fix it. Grab some tape, grab those little circle things that you fix the pieces of paper with, rewrite your notes if you have to, get an extra copy of something from a teacher. But you guys are old enough, you are responsible enough, you own this binder. So I want you to take care of it and fix the things that break, and be gentle with it. Love your binder. What about your personal notes? So we're working in a really weird world right now where we're going to do a lot of stuff virtually. So you might be the type of person that needs to write out their own notes, but it's not necessarily a page in your notebook. That's great. That's okay. But you don't want that to get mixed up. And Layla, no, you need to stay and hear all of this. Plus, you missed me, so you need to stay. I want to make sure, because I have a couple things at the end, Layla, so hang in there. It's a few more minutes. You're good. If you have personal notes, don't get them mixed up into your regular sections. Stick them in the back of your section in each of your binders. So let's say I'm taking notes on a PowerPoint from math class that doesn't have a page number. I'm going to take that note and I'm going to stick it to the very back of that section in my math class, okay? Whiteboards. You should have a whiteboard in your binder. It doesn't have a page necessarily in this binder, but you can use that back pocket to store it, so that way you can bring it to and from campus when you need to. Okay. All right. I threw a lot of information at you about this AVID binder. Take a second, think about if you have any questions about it. If you're in a classroom, you can raise your hand, you can unmute, you can send it to me in a chat. But what questions do you have about your AVID binder? that you want me to put into the check? Okay. If you think of anything, I'll be on this call for a few more minutes. One more thing I want you guys to look at. At the front of your binder, you should have a page that says how to use my AVID binder. This is kind of a cheat sheet for everything we just did. It's a checklist on everything that should be in your binder, and then it tells you exactly what order they should be. This is helpful if somebody at home wants to help you organize your binder. It's helpful when you get all of this information this week and then you forget about where something goes and you just need to look it up. You guys can use this to kind of help you reorganize your binder. You'll also use this in advisory class. So what I want you to do is I want you to clip this in behind your pencil pouch, right where you put your student schedule. So clip this in right behind your pencil pouch where you put in your student schedule, because we'll come back and use this checklist to make sure our binders are super organized as we get going. Emma, I don't have a table of contents paper for the last divider in my binder. Okay, we can get you a copy. If you're working at home today, we have some here at school that you can pick up in the front office. And if you're on campus, just let me know what room you're in and I'll bring it to you. Okay. Teachers, if there are any other loose papers that I did not cover that our 8th grade students need in their binder, can you just help them find a home? So like if they had Prodigy sheets, throw those in the same place where we put our student schedules. Anything else, just kind of go through where those should live. Okay. Thank you guys so much for calling on and following along in classrooms to get your binder organized. I am here all year to help with that. Emma, yes, you can get started and put that as a copy, make a copy for right now. And then if you come back onto campus at any point or somebody can pick it up, then we can do that for you. I'm here for anything you need AVID-wise this year. Here's my email address if you need anything. I will hang out on this call if I can answer any questions, but other than that, you are free to go. Thank you, guys.
At 12 is Canvas and schedules. That's the big one.